At that point, we brought together a lot of parties to put together a guarantee fund to entice a major airline carrier to provide air service to our airport. That fund was, the contributors to that fund were, of course, the City of Columbia, Boone County Commission, the University of Missouri. There was a group of private investors, about 4 dozen individuals, some of whom were in Boone County, some of whom were in Cole County. And we approached the Jefferson City Council as well as the Cole County Commission to solicit their input into this. And the reason I'm here tonight is it's out of a show of gratitude to Mayor Strump for his leadership in getting the Jefferson City Council to be part of this group. We put together a fund of $3 million. That fund was at risk. It was all at risk. And if the passengers were not there, that money would have been lost. This commission put in $100,000 of money at risk, as did the Cole County Commission. And you may or may not recall, but the first month when you're just starting up, you really don't expect to have the planes full, and we in fact had to write a check for $22,000. That's the last check we've had to write. We actually have exceeded our expectations with passenger traffic at the airport. We have gone through, we've added a 4th flight, and we have 2 flights to Chicago now, 2 flights to Dallas. So we have service to the 2nd and to the 4th biggest airports in the country. We moved to modern 65 passenger regional jets this year, so that's a capacity increase of 30%. And we're hopeful that we'll add another major hub later this year. So the deal that we made with Jefferson City was a 2-year deal. You put your money at risk, and we did our homework, and we hoped that your money would not be used, but you knew that it might be used. So tonight, I will say this. I'm presenting this tonight, even though you must understand that there's still the first 2 weeks in February that have not been accounted yet. But I want to do this tonight out of gratitude for Mayor Strump and his leadership. So I'm going to present a facsimile to the mayor, a check for $103,888, which includes the interest accrued. So this is our thanks to you. We are one economic unit. We have people who live in Columbia, work in Jeff City. There are Jefferson Cityans who live in Columbia. So as our economy grows and becomes more stable as a result of the regional airport, it benefits us all. So I present this check to Mayor Strump, and in gratitude, thank you very much, Mayor Strump.
Thanks, John. And they say politics doesn't pay. Hey, I have a little coin for you too. Technically, it's a very little coin, but it is one of our city coins, Bob. We've been good friends over the last 4 years. You've always been someone I could call with text in the middle, not in the middle of the night, but early on Saturdays and Sundays. And I think what Bob said is correct. We are one unit. We're one community, even though we have a little bit of mileage between us. But thanks for your leadership and what you're doing up there, and bring home a winner the next time the Tigers play. Thanks, sir. And Bob has a meeting tonight in Columbia, so he will be doing the Fast Track North. Bob, once again, thank you for coming, guy. Do appreciate your leadership. Next, we'll move into our public hearings tonight. At this point in time, we'll have first reading of Bill 2014-131.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri, changing, amending, and modifying the zoning map of the zoning code of the City of Jefferson by rezoning .18 acres from C2 General Commercial and .55 acres from RS4 Single Family Residential to PUD Planned Unit Development for land addressed as 1501 and 1503 East High Street, described as part of Outlot 72 in Jefferson City, Cole County, Missouri.
Ms. McMillan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This rezoning came before the Planning and Zoning Commission on March 12th. and pertains to the rezoning of 1501 and 1503 East High. And this is being proposed by the property owner in support of the redevelopment and reuse that is occurring at the Village Square. The Village Square, you'll see, is in this area right below the area that's the subject of these bills. So the purpose of the rezoning and the associated PUD plan is to establish a parking annex for tenants and employees and vendors during major Village Square events. The potential of the buildings would be mixed use. They're single-family residential now. Future use could be office, retail, or in-home businesses in addition to the residential use. There is an existing garage on the property that will be removed so that parking may be expanded in the rear yards, and the parking expansion will accommodate up to 20 vehicles. This was the plan that was proposed by the property owner. In addition, the driveway will be extended, so currently it is gravel. He will add gravel and eventually proposes to pave that. They'll also widen the driveway approach that exists on High Street to improve vehicular access for both properties. The rear lots will be leveled so that the parking can be accommodated. Some landscaping will be installed, security lighting, and security and privacy fence as well. The Planning and Zoning Commission at their meeting on March 12th recommended the rezoning and the PUD plan be approved. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions of staff on 2014-131? Any council, well, wait a minute, we have to have the hearing first. At this point in time, we'll open up the hearing for people that are for 2014-131. Ma'am, if you would, please step forward and give us your name and address for the record. Welcome.
My name is Marion Fleshman. I'm a family member of Hank and Linda Stratman. I am from Montauk County, so I don't think my address is very applicable. But anyway, that's why I'm here. Hank and Linda were not available to attend today, and they asked me to represent them at this hearing.
Okay. Any questions of our guest? Did you have a presentation to make, or just simply here on their
No,
behalf?
I do not.
Okay.
I think Ms. McMillan did a fine job presenting the project.
Well, just for the record, please tell them, and they know this, they've done an outstanding job there on that project. So.
Thank you very much. I think we all agree with that. It's really freshened up the East End.
Correct. Any council debate? Seeing none, roll call, please. Oh, wait a second. I just did one. You'd think after 3 years or almost 4. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
That. Is there anyone else here to speak on behalf of 131? Okay. Anyone to speak against 131? That will officially close the public portion of the hearing. Any debate by council? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Branch.
Aye.
Costales.
Aye.
Graham.
Aye.
Henry.
Aye.
Hussey.
Aye.
Medine.
Aye.
Mahalovich.
Aye.
Prather.
Aye.
Scrivener.
Aye.
Ward. Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we'll have first reading of 2014-132.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri approving a preliminary PUD plan for property located at 1501 and 1503 East High Street, described as part of Outlot 72, Jefferson City, Cole County, Missouri.
Ms. McMillan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I previously described the PUD plan associated with the rezoning that was just approved by the council, but I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions of Janice? Seeing none, at this point in time, we'll open up the hearing on 132. Anyone to speak in favor of 132? Yes, ma'am. I take it they're still gone?
Yes.
Okay.
My name is Marion Fleshman. I live in Montauk County. I'm the sister of Hank Stratman. He asked me to attend this hearing for him in their absence. So if you have any questions about the PUD, I'd be glad to try to answer any of those questions.
Any questions? Thanks for being here again. Anyone else to speak in favor of 132? Anyone to speak against? Seeing none, that will officially close the public portion of the hearing. Any questions by the council or comments? Debate? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Thank you, Mayor
Costello.
Strum.
Aye.
Graham.
Aye.
Henry.
Aye.
Hussey.
Aye.
Medine.
Aye.
Mahalovich.
Aye.
Prather.
Aye.
Scrivener.
Aye.
Ward. Branch.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we'll have first reading of 2014-133.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri, providing for the voluntary annexation of real property contiguous to the present city limits into the City of Jefferson, Missouri, addressed as 2111 Bald Hill Road, described as part of Outlot 112 and part of the northeast quarter of the southeast quarter of Section 20, Township 44 North, Range 11 West, in the County of Cole, State of Missouri, and amending Section 1-17 of the Code of the City of Jefferson, Missouri, defining the existing city boundary by adding one new subsection pertaining to the same subject.
Ms. McMillan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The property owner has petitioned the city for voluntary annexation so that future construction on this property may connect to the city sewer. The Planning and Zoning Commission reviewed the zoning plan at their meeting on March 12th and recommended the zoning of RS3 single-family residential, which matches the zoning on the adjacent property that is in the city limits. Chapter 71.012 of the revised statutes of Missouri govern voluntary annexations, and the public notice advertising the date and time of the public hearing was published in the News Tribune to provide their minimum notification required, in addition to notifying adjacent property owners. Fiscal information was included in your packet and the bill summary. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions of Ms. McMillan on 133? Yes, sir, Mr. Graham.
Janice, I know you talked about the responsibility of the landowner to tie into the sewer. What's the cost for that?
It is true that any construction that occurs on the property is the responsibility of the property owner. There are hookup fees for the sewer, and then the construction would be borne, construction costs would be borne by the property owner.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions of Janice before we open up the public hearing? Okay, at this point in time, is there anyone here to speak in favor of 133? Anyone to speak against 133? That will officially close the public hearing, and we'll go to council discussion on this voluntary annexation. Seeing none, roll call, please.
Graham.
Aye.
Henry.
Aye.
Hussey.
Aye.
Medine.
Aye.
Mahalovich.
Aye.
Prather.
Aye.
Scrivener.
Aye.
Ward. Branch.
Aye.
Costello.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we'll go into presentations from staff, consultants, and invited guests. I'm going to switch the order here a little bit. Is Yvonne here? Yes, she's here. Okay, great. Carlos, would you like to introduce her as an invited guest? I think you and Mr. Henry, and I'm trying to remember the third person that, and Ken, invited her. Welcome. So you have a big thing coming up here. Welcome to City Hall. We look forward to hearing more about your event.
Go ahead. Good evening. Are you all allowed to say good evening?
Good evening.
Good evening. I thank you for giving me time on your agenda. I am here representing Lincoln University, and we are having our 1890 Wellness Walk and Festival, a celebration that commemorates 125 years of existence of those schools that were established by the signing of the Second Morrill Act. And those are the 1890 schools. Of course, Lincoln University is one of those. One of them, excuse me. Our event is Thursday from 4 to 7 on April 23rd. The walk will go on, rain or shine. If it's shining, and we all believe that it will be shining, it will happen outside on the soccer field. If it is raining, it will happen inside the Jason Gym. But either way, we're going to have this walk. Because it's the 1890 celebration, we are believing that there will be 1,890 people there, that each person will walk 1.89 miles, and that they will give a scholarship contribution of $18.90 to the Second Morrell Act Fund that will supply scholarships. There will be a commemorative token of appreciation for the first 500 registrants, and this is being co-sponsored by the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services, the Office of Minority Health. Any questions? So for there to be 1,890 people there, I'm hoping that everyone in the room will come and join us on Thursday, the 23rd at 4 o'clock. And again, I thank you for time on your agenda.
All right, any questions for our guests? All right, thanks again for being here, and good evening to you.
Good evening.
Okay, next on the agenda, we have Mr. Bill Lockwood. Bill's here to give us an update on a multi-purpose center that's coming along with Lincoln University. Bill.
Thank you, Mayor. Architects are continuing to work on the floor plan, but essentially the main square footages are fairly well settled, with the main floor of 51,750 square feet, an upper floor of 22,205 feet, including 10,835 square foot elevated track, and a basement of 11,500 square feet, for a total of 85,515 square feet in total. The contract engineers for structural, mechanical, and civil are all doing their work right now on furthering the design work, with the ultimate goal to be able to produce a design development report with revised cost estimates to us within 60 days of the date. Our next scheduled activity will be this Friday. We have an all-day retreat scheduled with Dr. Rome to get into further detail on budgeting, responsibility, staffing, and scheduling of the facility that will be the basis for our memorandum of understanding. So be happy to answer any questions you have.
Any questions for Bill? Mr. Scribner.
Bill, I heard your square footage on the individual floors. What is the main floor footprint?
The main floor would include some classroom flex space, a play area, offices, public locker and restrooms, a main circulation lobby area and entrance, atrium, and then the multi-purpose floor, the gym floors themselves, either 4 or 6 courts, for a total of about 38,056 square feet on the playing surface.
I really appreciate all that detail. What I was wondering is, by footprint, I mean how wide and how long is the building? I'm just trying to visualize how.
I believe it's about 250 feet long by 135 wide, roughly.
Okay, that's a pretty good sized building, isn't it? Thanks.
Any other questions of Bill or the process so far? Everybody satisfied? Bill? Oh, I'm sorry, Rick.
Bill, what is the estimated cost per square foot?
I think our architect has been working with something in the range of 120 to 140 at this stage. That'll be refined, of course, as they get further into the detail and look for ways to economize as much as possible. But that's kind of the working number at this point. And I think he's confident that this square footage can be built in the budget we had identified earlier from the various revenue sources.
Including our pledge?
Yes.
Bill, when do you anticipate this opening?
We had been working on the schedule of a planned opening for start of the school year at Lincoln University in 2016. That date may be somewhat strained at this point, but I think that is still our goal. Again, once we further design and get more information, we'll be able to have a more clear-cut date on that, but that's still our hopeful target date at this time.
Okay, any other questions by council? All right, Bill, thank you very much. Appreciate your leadership throughout this process on that project. Any announcements underneath number 7 by council? Ken?
Just one, Mr. Mayor. This Saturday, April 25th, is the 4th annual Serve Jeff City. If you've participated in the past, to the council and the public, this is a public day of service. It's a project coordinated between the Parks Department, the United Way, and the YMCA with some great corporate sponsors. We kick off at 8 a.m. at Riverside Park this year. Senator Mike Kehoe is cooking pancakes for everybody in attendance. We've got about 350 volunteers signed up at this point that are working at 15-plus sites around the community. A lot of tree planting, park cleanup, and service to some local nonprofits. So you can still sign up to volunteer. ServeJeffCity.org is the place to go. And come out and join us on Saturday, and please pray for good weather. It didn't look so good earlier today, but it's springtime in Missouri, so we'll check tomorrow, and it'll be a different forecast.
All right,
So, thank you, Mr.
Ken.
Mayor.
Any other announcements on number 7? Okay, any presentations? None, Clerk? All right, at this point in time, we'll entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda as printed.
So move. Second.
All right, moved and seconded. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion. Oh, okay.
I wasn't here for the meeting.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Costales, for bringing that up. That'd be 9 to 1, or 9 with a abstain. All right, bills introduced. We'll have first reading of Bill 2014-138.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute an agreement with Cole County, Missouri and Dunklin Street Properties, LLC for resolution of issues pertaining to the Southside TIF.
And I understand there's a motion possibly to suspend the rules tonight. Mr. Scrivener.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we suspend the rules on Bill 214-138 so that we can vote tonight.
Okay, is there anyone that would wish not for the rules to be suspended? Otherwise, it would be. Now they're officially suspended. We'll go ahead and have third reading now so I don't lose my spot.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute an agreement with Cole County, Missouri and Dunklin Street Properties, LLC for resolution of issues pertaining to the Southside TIF.
Mr. Hilbert.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. During a recent review of the Southside TIF, staff discovered there were some initial problems in the setup that have caused the increment, which is the amount of money which the TIF generated more than it originally generated before the improvements, to be split in an improper way. So I want to make it clear that no taxpayer paid any extra money. It's just that certain parts of that increment should have gone different places. And so we've done the math. We've figured out what should have happened. We've talked, of course, to the council in closed session, talked to the Cole County Commission in open session. I've talked to the school board as well and the developers, and we all seem to agree that these are the right numbers. What it will result in is that the city will, the contract provides for, the city will pay the developer $17,762.20. The city will pay the school district $19,707.75, and the county will then pay to the city $11,023.96. And at this point, then the correction will be made. The TIF will be operating normally. One takeaway from it is that it turns out the Southside TIF did actually work exactly like it was supposed to. It improved the area in which it improved the growth in the area where the improvements occurred. So happy to answer any questions. I know we've talked about this a lot, so.
Any questions for Drew on 138? Drew, what precautionary measures will keep that from happening again?
You know, one thing that we've instituted since this time is we actually have some outside counsel and some economic experts that we provide for. Anytime someone comes to us asking for an economic improvement, we as a result of the ordinance that you all passed, we ask the developer to provide us some money to go out and hire those experts so that the public doesn't have to pay for that risk. So in looking at those things, you get the people to do those all the time. You get the economic guys to make sure it works. And so this shouldn't happen in the future.
Any other questions, Drew, on 138? Debate? Roll call, please.
Medine,
Aye.
Mahalovich,
Aye.
Prather,
Aye.
Scrivener,
Aye.
Ward,
Aye.
Branch,
Aye.
Costales,
Aye.
Graham,
Aye.
Henry,
Aye.
Hussey.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we'll move into bills pending. We'll have third reading of Bill 2014-130.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri designating 230 West Dunklin Street as an historic landmark.
Ms. McMillan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Jamie Abbott is the staff support for the Historic Preservation Commission, and she'll present on this bill.
Great. Welcome, Ms. Abbott.
Thank you. If it's all right, I'll just present from here. As I presented during the last city council meeting, the 2015 landmark designation goes to the 230 West Dunklin Street for the Broadway School. Nomination was written and provided by Dr. Walter Schroeder. The school was constructed in 1904 at the cost of $13,229 by noted local architects Miller and Opel. It replaced a two-room school constructed on the same site in 1891, and it was used as an elementary grade until replaced in 1955 by the New South School. And on November 14, 2002, it was designated on the National Register listing for the Broadway Dunklin Historic District. The building has much remained untouched. The only changes are to the front doors, are my understanding, and much of the classrooms are still intact from the original school. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions on the presentation? You said Broadway School, right? Any questions by council on that Bill 130? Or any comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Hussey,
Aye.
Medine,
Aye.
Mahalovich.
Aye.
Prather.
Aye.
Scrivener,
Aye.
Ward,
Aye.
Branch,
Aye.
Costales,
Aye.
Graham,
Aye.
Henry.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we'll go into third reading of 135, please.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri, amending Section 19-401, Motor Vehicles and Traffic, Schedule J, Parking Prohibited, Subparagraph A, and amending Schedule D, One-Way Roadways, Subparagraph B of the Code of the City of Jefferson pertaining to portions of Stadium Boulevard and Monroe Street.
Mr. Rash.
Thank you. As the clerk indicated, this bill is in support of modifying our parking restrictions on Stadium Monroe and our one-way restriction on Monroe Street. It trues up, if you will, the code with our plans for the Stadium Monroe Christie project, which was approved your last meeting. And as you probably recall, this project is being done in support of Capital Region and providing them additional access on Monroe Street as part of their expansion plans. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Matt on 135? Any comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Henry.
Aye.
Hussey.
Aye.
Medine.
Aye.
Mahalovich.
Aye.
Prather.
Aye.
Scrivener.
Aye.
Ward.
Aye.
Branch.
Aye.
Costales.
Aye.
Graham.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we'll have third reading of 2014-136.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute an agreement with Bartlett and West Incorporated in the amount of $60,945.03 for the design of the City of Jefferson wayfinding signage plan.
Mr. Brash.
Thank you. As you may recall, the city was awarded a TAP grant through MoDOT, administered by MoDOT. That grant was to develop and implement a wayfinding program for the city. And to do that, the city will be contracting with Bartlett and West, a local consultant, to help finalize the design of the signs and locations of them. The clerk indicated the price, which is $60,945. Be happy to answer any question. This is an 80-20 grant. That's the total cost of the contract is the $60,000. The city would match 20 of that.
Any questions for Matt or debate on 136? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mahalovich.
Aye.
Prather.
Aye.
Scrivener.
Aye.
Ward.
Aye.
Branch.
Aye.
Costello.
Aye.
Graham.
Aye.
Henry.
Aye.
Hussey.
Aye.
Medine.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we'll have third reading of 2014-137.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri authorizing a supplemental appropriation to the Jefferson City Police Department, amending the 2014-2015 annual budget and authorizing the expenditure of such funds.
Chief.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The purpose of this bill is to provide a supplemental appropriation from two drug forfeiture accounts. Specifically, it's our intent to combine $85,000 from those two drug forfeiture accounts to $90,757.92 from sales tax F for the purchase of 27 in-car cameras. And I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions of Chief on 137? Any council debate? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Prather.
Aye.
Scrivener.
Aye.
Aye.
Branch.
Aye.
Costello.
Aye.
Graham.
Aye.
Henry.
Aye.
Hussey.
Aye.
Medine.
Aye.
Mahalovich.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we have the informal calendar, and I'm going to add something here that's not on the agenda. Our city administrator, Steve Kroll, lost his mother this week, actually this weekend. She had a long battle with cancer, and at this point in time, let's just have one quick moment of silence. Thank you. Steve, on behalf of the entire city, whatever we can do, please let us know. Presentations from the gallery. Clerk? No one on 14?
No.
Council and staff discussion of presentation topics. Seeing none. Any new business? Any unfinished business? Next, it says Mayor Strump, presentation to outgoing councilman, Mr. Ron Medine. Ron, for a great number of years, we've sat right next to each other. You were kind of gone here for a little while, but Ron, how long had you left and when did you come back?
I had been gone. No, I'm sorry. I think I've been gone almost 4 years, and so it was a new experience all over again.
What did you see that was different once you got back here?
Boy, I didn't know I was going to be subjected to an interview.
I have the mic. We can't end this thing till like 1:45.
Well, I don't know. I think obviously the current council had some budget issues that we probably were aware of even when I left the council, and I know that was a very tough experience of making some hard decisions. I think the current council, and they're almost the same people that I've been serving with for the last 4 months, in addition to Mark Schreiber back there, who's going to take my seat shortly, are going to be treated to a whole new set of considerations in the next 4 years. I think it's going to be an exciting time for them and for the city at large. There are a lot of opportunities, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do in combination with the rest of the citizens.
Well, Ron, on behalf of the city, want to make a presentation to you here. Since you already have a plaque, this is a new and improved plaque. It says, Ron Medine, thank you for your service. I think it was Mayor Landwehr that made a tradition of coming up with that one word.
Uh-oh.
So I wasn't really sure what to write about. I thought about maybe golf, but the bad thing about Ron and his golf clubs, he's the only banker I know that can sit his golf clubs out for spring cleanup and they're back the next day. No, Ron and I share something in broadcasting. Both blessed to have good voices, and that's my word for Ron is the voice. Whether on Click back in the day or Missouri Net, filling in on Sunday mornings occasionally, or just being the voice sometimes to calm us down as a community, to help guide us and to offer a little laughter, and at the end of the day, always making sure his voice was heard as we adjourned. So Ron, good luck to you and your family. We'll see each other soon. But, thanks for being here. All right.
Mr. Mayor, if I may, I get the honor and the privilege of making a presentation to you as outgoing mayor. And I guess in the tradition that has been established, I was trying to think of one word, and I came up with a word, and I think that I'm gonna read some things here to kind of substantiate it, but my word is successful. I think you've had a successful term as mayor, and I think that we forget sometimes just how many things that the city's involved in, and so I ask for a list of accomplishments that occurred during your 4 years, and I'm certainly not going to read them all because it would take quite a long time to do that, but I do want to read a few of them that I think were that contributed to your successful term as mayor. And one of the recent projects, of course, is the SOMO project for Jefferson City. We can't forget the CCP project that was recently announced over on Truman Boulevard. The Capital Region Medical Center groundbreaking in February of 2014. The American Airlines ribbon-cutting event in February 2013 was mentioned tonight. The new Route 179 interchange, the St. Mary's groundbreaking. You were certainly a part of that. United States Courthouse dedication ceremony. The Rand McNally 2013 Most Beautiful Small Town occurred on your watch. Partnership with the state to rehab MSP. Capitol Mall TIF, which is going to provide a environment for our community. A multi-purpose recreational center partnership with Lincoln University. Rehabbing of the clubhouse at Oak Hills Golf Center. 2014 opening a new Fire Station 3. Involved in hiring City Administrator Steve Kroll, Finance Director Bill Betts, Fire Chief Matt Schofield. Hiring a professional to lead in the Building Regulations Division, which is going to help our code enforcement, or not code enforcement, but our building division with development of new properties in the community. You were involved in the growth of Jefferson City as a regional health care center with expansions of our new St. Mary's Medical Center, Capital Region Medical Center expansion, the expansion of JCMG Medical Campus, and then numerous expansion remodels of some of the smaller healthcare facilities in the community. Retail expansion of Stone Ridge Village with Kohl's, Dick's, Menards, and Sam's Club. The Cultural Arts Commission did the first permanent public art installation in a roundabout at our community. We started up the glass recycling and household hazardous waste programs in 2011. The yard waste site contract was retained. We built a new state-of-the-art animal shelter. The police department purchased a Bearcat armored vehicle for their SWAT unit.
Which I got to ride in.
Pardon me?
I did get to ride in that.
Oh, did you? Okay.
If you ever get the chance to ride in a $257,000 SWAT vehicle, do it.
State-of-the-art, but you want to ride in it as a guest.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. Yeah, there's a little.
Yeah, okay. State-of-the-art outdoor warning sirens were installed. A fully functional redundant 911 communications center in a hardened facility within Fire Station 3 was constructed. We created a law enforcement crisis intervention team. There's a new division director in transit. Coal Junction Pump Station completed. That's a $13 million plus project that will provide for future growth and expansion in the western portion of the city of Jefferson. Route B Pump Station was completed, which will provide for growth in the southern portion of the city and service the new SOMO facility. And then the main treatment plant and Algol facility both installed new ultraviolet disinfection systems. The city doubled its annual funding for street overlay from $600,000 to $1,200,000, beginning with the 2012 sales tax. And the city more than doubled its annual funding for neighborhood stormwater repair projects from $200,000 to $460,000. I think I've about got it all. Oh, we did $300,000 worth of repairs to sidewalks in the Old Town areas. We have a new Clay Street Bike Plaza, a Water Street reconstruction near the Amtrak station. And then county cooperative projects, the Frog Hollow Bridge and Creek Trail extension, Lafayette and Dunklin intersection, McCarty Street construction from Eastland to Highway 50 roundabout interchange, and Lafayette Street and new signals. As I said, I just kind of hit the highlights, and I was the one that chose the highlights, so there might have been some things that other people thought were more of a highlight than even what I mentioned, but I think that defines successful. And on behalf of the city, on behalf of the council, and on behalf of staff, I want to thank you for the job that you've done. And I'm going to present you a plaque that says Mayor Eric J. Strump in recognition of outstanding service to the people of the city of Jefferson from April 2009 to April 2015, the city of Jefferson. Go.
I'm not sure if this is the place, so I'm just going to do it now because I heard that someone might try to say a few words, so I'm going to say mine first. First, Bob, thank you. I mean, those the projects that you mentioned were not possible without a great base of sales tax. I mean, that's I always say, when you're on this side of government, sales taxes are what allow us to create the revenues to have projects done. I want to thank the voters for that, and also you, the council and the staff, for helping get all those things done. First, I want to take a chance to tell you how honored we have been to be your first family. Yes, being mayor is more, and there's a lot to do, especially for my girls. And here's a picture from just a few years ago. They're not quite this tiny now. Alyssa is a freshman at Lincoln, which we're very proud of. Alexa's a freshman at Simonson. No boyfriends as of yet, so I can still spend time at the farm. But our family's been, my girls, they've been in public office for an awful great amount of their years. And one of the reasons that I got in public office was for our family and for our children, to hopefully shape their futures and the future of my kids and hopefully their children. Darla's always been there, obviously, through this 4 or 6 year process with being a councilman, holding everything together. There were nights that we really did not know whether we were coming and going when we got to the top of Veith Drive in Yorktown, whether we were taking a left or taking a right. There was nights that we literally had 4 to 5 events all within an hour. Luckily, they were like here, downtown, a little bit everywhere. But I want to thank her for all that. And she has been and she will continue to be one hell of a first lady. I want to thank our families, the Friday boys, and they know who they are, all the guys at Phillips & Company and all of our customers. Could not do this job without the help and support of all them. Someone once said that being a leader is not about parades or cutting ribbons. Leadership is about attributes and results. If I'm blessed someday, Darla and I, to have grandkids, I would hope that they would see, as Bob said, some of the foundations that we've set so far over the last few years. A Training for Life campus based in central Missouri for the Missouri Special Olympics. The multipurpose building, which we've been talking about since September the 2nd, but it sounds like things are coming together, and I appreciate Dr. Rome and Mr. Lockwood working together hand in hand to get that done. A better municipal court building. Drew could read into that for what he wants. Obviously, we did a lot of work with MSP that wouldn't have been done without Drew. The governor's office, Senator Kehoe, Doug Nelson, Kathy Brown. A lot of people talk about partnerships. I think we have very good partnerships with them. Saving that was a huge, huge deal for our community, will be for years. As Bob mentioned, we have become the healthcare hub. In the old days, people would drive to Columbia or other places for their healthcare needs. And now, thanks to Capital Region, St. Mary's, and JCMG, people are coming here for those services and staying here, eating here, all the above. Last but not least, one thing I would like for my grandkids to see, this is in the future as they look back, that maybe, just maybe, city staff might have President's Day off. And that's kind of an inside joke. Last year I had that in the budget, and the council came really close past it, but they didn't. But I think the staff does deserve that. And hey guys, I want to thank everyone on the council. You have never been afraid to take on any tough issue. And I think that is, I think that speaks volumes for the kind of people that you are. A lot of people think that you get here on Monday night, you put on a suit, you vote, and you're done. But as you all well know, you have committee meetings and whatnot throughout the week, and you guys have done an outstanding job. Last but not least, our staff. We have become friends over the last 6 years. You can't spend all this much time together without getting to know each other. Appreciate everyone and what they've done. Because there's really, I think if you look at that, there's something that makes this city what it is. And it's a quality of life that is second to none. I'm honored to have been your 60th mayor. This has been the most humbling, the most challenging, and the most rewarding position I've ever done. And yes, I do look forward to using my 2 ears and my voice to continue to represent Central Missouri in the future. I've been honored to be the mayor of the most beautiful town in America. Thank you. Open it up for comments. Mr. Henry.
Well, I actually wanted this to be a public roast, but I didn't get my wish, so I will keep this clean.
Well, I got my stuff out of the way early.
I will keep this clean, but just a couple of things. Ron, I want to thank you. When I gave you that phone call to see if you would fill in for this for that seat, I wasn't quite sure how that was going to go, but because you sounded a little hesitant at first, but I really appreciate you stepping forward and coming back and joining us for these last few months. Really appreciate that. And of course, Mayor Strump, just like to thank you. I've learned a lot from you. We've been through some tough times here as a city the last couple of years, and it looks like we're coming through pretty strong now. So thank you for being a part of that, and thank you for your leadership.
Larry, thank you. Appreciate it.
And I can attest to them going up and down Veith, because I see that car going every which direction all the time. And I think anybody that sits in that seat has to be related to David Copperfield and David Blaine, because they move from place to place, and you don't know how they get there. Thank you for the job you've done, sir.
Glenn, thank you.
I've said most of what I need to say, but I do want to thank Ron. We served together before, Ron, and had some interesting meetings, I think, and I think had a lot of fun, and I have a great deal of respect for you, and was very much hoping that you would say yes to serve in the interim position, and I want to thank you for that. I know that that's a difficult thing to do, to take that on just for a short period like that, and I really appreciate you stepping up. And Mayor Strump, appreciate your service to the city, both as a councilman and as mayor, and I thank you for a job well done.
And Bob, I want to thank you right quick. A lot of people don't realize what a mayor pro tem is. Bob was here over the last couple of years, obviously at different times. One with some of my health issues, another one with my dad's. He was very well to get my family and I through that, and I didn't have to worry about Bob. All I had to do was say, hey, Steve, I can't make it tomorrow, something's come up, and more than likely Bob could fill in. So Bob, I do appreciate your leadership as pro tem.
I too want to add my gratitude to Ron Medine for stepping in and being able to call for adjournment each meeting. And also to you, Mayor Strump, thank you for your service. If there was a word for me, I think it's successful as well, but also comfortable. You make our guests and our groups very comfortable in this room, and you're a very good meeting manager, and I feel like things go as planned most of the time, except when we get called down for public prayer. So which you were quick on your feet to thank on that night, and appreciate that. And our council got involved with giving us the green light on prayer in our meetings. Highlights, as were already mentioned, so I won't go through that, but we stand on the backs of previous councils, and you stand on the backs of previous mayors, and I think the worth, the value of your work will be greater appreciated as time passes. Thank you, sir.
Rick, thank you. Appreciate your friendship. The other part of Rick and Bobby.
Ron, I appreciate you coming on the council. It seemed very seamless. We tried not to get you involved into too many big discussions here, major discussions, but we appreciate everything you did, and the time you served. Like I said, it was very seamless, and we appreciate your leadership. And Mr. Mayor, I'm very honored to serve with you on the council. I appreciate your leadership, and I just wanted to say how much all these years just being on the council, admire how you conduct yourself and conduct the meetings. They just seem so smooth, and I really appreciate and learned a lot from you, and I wanted to thank you.
All right, Rick, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
It's always unfortunate when somebody has to leave the council for another office or circumstances, and it deprives the citizens of the ward of an elected representative. But in this circumstance, I was very happy to represent the Fifth Ward, which, in my mind, has some of the finest citizens and of any of the wards. Dave Griffith over there, former councilman, Steve Viley, Mr. Brown, and of course Mark Schreiber, incoming councilman. But while it's a privilege, it was a little awkward coming in late to the party. And I want to thank each of you, and certainly the staff who I'd known from the previous tenure, in making it as comfortable as it could be. And I'm leaving again with fond memories of this latest group of councilmen.
Rob? Carlos.
Okay. Mr. Medine, first of all, I want to say thank you for your service on the council. And if there was one word to describe Mr. Medine, I would have to say it is certainly detailed. Behind the scenes, he asked the most thorough questions and gets down to the detail. I guess being in banking business, you have to do that. So I want to say thank you for a job well done, sir. To the mayor, Mayor Strump, I want to say thank you. It's been a pleasure and an honor to serve with you these last 2 years. If there was one word to describe you, and I was thinking of a lot of words, and one word came to mind. It's a good word, and it's the word ready. No matter what happened, you were ready to go. You were ready to lead. And like I said, it was a pleasure and an honor to serve with you. I know Mr. Medine mentioned a while ago about the great people that came out of the Fifth Ward, but I also have to brag on the Fourth Ward as well. With you being our mayor, come out of the Fourth Ward, our incoming mayor, Mayor Turgeon, is the Fourth Ward, and certainly I look forward to serving as your council member in the Fourth Ward too, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for your leadership.
Thanks, Carlos.
How do I follow that?
Eric,
Eric,
check.
Eric, I think if there's a word, I would say passionate. And that, you know, whether you agree or disagree with somebody, you always come at something with passion. And I think that's very important in a leadership role like that, so that people see that there's some fire behind your thought process there. So thank you for bringing passion to that role. And Ron, I think if I was to sort of, at times, and we only served for a little bit, but obviously I observed you, you know, previously on the council and seen you, and I think sometimes if you were just to open the dictionary and look up public servant, Ron Medin's picture might be right there. Somebody who's very humble, detailed, thorough, and like Eric said, has the voice that you might expect for somebody in a role like that. So thank you for stepping in for 4 months. We certainly appreciate it.
Again, I don't know how I'm going to follow all these comments. I agree with everything that everyone has shared. Ron, I know you more in a different capacity with our work in Old Town. I'd like to also say that I think Ward 2 is the greatest ward because it has the most historic buildings, character, and you have helped to preserve a lot of that, and I thank you. I thank you for stepping up and serving in the very short time. I haven't been here that long either, so it's been a pleasure serving with you. Mr. Mayor, again, I haven't served very long on the council. One thing that does come to mind is you are very thoughtful. You always apologize for calling me one of the guys, and I never realized that you even do it when you do say, I'm sorry. But again, I agree with all the comments here. You are always ready and prepared and passionate and welcoming to all of our citizens who enter the chamber doors here. And thank you for making my time here serving with you very nice, and I appreciate your service.
Thanks, Laura. Okay, just for the record, he has probably sold me 10 cars over the years. So this could go a lot of different ways. We're not currently under negotiation.
No, it'll be fine. Ron, thank you. It was a big deal to the entire council for you to step in and help us out, and we all do appreciate it. After everything that has been said, what do you add on to it? As he said, I've known him longer than probably anybody else on the council, because we go back to the early 80s. And who would have thought we'd both ended up here?
It's kind of scary.
Yep. That's all I got.
Wow, I thought that one story, oh, never mind. All right, appreciate that, guys. Like I say, this has been a tremendous journey. Someone asked me the other day, they're like, are you excited to leave, or are you sad to leave? I'm like, no, not really. I said high school's 4 years, and we all get out of that okay, so here we go. Next, back to our agenda, we'll have approval of our closed session minutes of the April 6th, 2015 closed session minutes. Is there a motion?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Branch,
Aye.
Costello,
Abstain.
Graham,
Aye. Henry.
Aye.
Hussey,
Aye.
Medine,
Aye.
Mahalovich,
Aye.
Prather,
Aye.
Scrivener,
Aye.
Ward,
You want a gavel? You don't need a gavel? 4 years, I've never used this thing more than about twice. Here you go. Mr. Medine.
Move that we adjourn, sine die.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. New mayor's coming up next, McSturgeon. Good luck to you. We'll see you here in just a few minutes.